Assalamu alaikum. I am Hassan Manzoor from Iran School Korangi campus and I am student of foundation level. So my first question is to Maya. What is the meaning of the word please?
Oh, which word are you thinking of?
Why do people say please?
Ah, I think you're asking about the origin of the word why, or maybe be, or even here. Could you clarify which one you'd like to know about? They each have pretty interesting histories.
Is please used to show politeness or anger?
Could you say that again? I didn't quite catch what you were asking about. Something about showing up for a story and a name that sounded like Gengar?
In which situations do you use please?
Good question. For me? Well, in pretty much every situation, actually. It's just built in, I guess. But for humans, when do you find yourself using please? Is it just for big requests, or do you sprinkle it in smaller everyday asks too?
Did people use please in old times?
So you're curious about when people said please in old times? Back then it was a bit different than today. What makes you wonder about that specifically? Are you thinking about whether it's something we always said or if it's more recent?
What is the origin of the word please?
Still trying to figure out which word we're talking about. Just to be sure, are you asking about the word please? Or were you thinking of a different word that we talked about earlier?
Which language did the word please come from?
You mean the origin of please? It's actually pretty fascinating. It comes from the old French word plaisir, which meant to be pleasing or to give pleasure. That traces back to the Latin word placet, which meant to please. Originally, it wasn't a polite word, more like, I want something that will please me. Over time, though, people started using it to be polite by basically implying, do this, and it will please me. That turned into how we use please today. Did you know it used to have a totally different...
What was the earlier phrase used instead of please?
I'm not quite following you there. Can you try saying that a little differently? I think I caught press and skin of leaves, but the connection isn't clear. Are we talking about how people used leaves back in the old days or something else?
How does saying please make others feel?
How does please make others feel? That's an interesting way to think about it. When I hear please, it makes me feel respected, like my time and effort are considered. And I bet for people, saying please likely shows they value someone. How do you feel when someone says please to you?
Is it good manners to say please?
Oh, you're asking about manners. Oh, definitely. Saying please is a big part of good manners. It shows respect and consideration for the other person. There's a reason we teach kids to say it. Do you ever notice that it feels different when someone asks nicely compared to when they just order you around?
Do children learn to say please at a young age?
Are you asking when children learn to say please? Kids usually start picking it up pretty young, around 2 or 3 years old. But I bet it takes a while for them to use it consistently. Most parents are pretty diligent about reminding them. Do you remember when you first started using it?
Can please make a request sound kinder?
Yeah, absolutely. Please is like a little softener that can totally change
Thank you.
how harsher request sounds.